Be like a cork. This is a teaching from one of Neville's teachers, Abdullah. And, I did the research. I read the books. He's got a couple books. I'll write them down right here for y'all. As Told of a Certain Potter. And then there's a second one. I don't remember the name right now, but the author's name is Walter C. Lanyon. He's got 2 books on Abdullah, and he's got plenty of other books on shit like this. This is that type of shit that I'm into, this shit. So check him out. But anyways, I thought the idea of Be Like a Cork is very helpful because you get what you perceive. We already know that. And when you look out here into this world, there's like infinite different varieties of shit. Like I could go down the street and I could see someone working there, beautiful, white collar, 9 to 5 on some shit that they enjoy. Or I could see someone working 9 to 5 that they hate. I could go see some homeless guy on a bike. I could see someone do blue collar work. I could see someone at the gas station. And all these people got something to say to me. Does it matter? No, it doesn't, because we're like a cork, right? Or we could even take it back to like childhood and being young, and like you run around and the parents got shit for you, and the adults and the teachers and the caregivers, and everyone knows better. It's like you have to be like a cork. You have to never allow yourself to just be held under the water. Here, I'm gonna show you real quick. So we probably all know what a cork is, but here's a bottle of water. Boom. And then there's the water. And then the cork is the type of thing that flows on the top. It's like what's inside of those little wine. It's like what's inside those little wine things. Let me draw some wine real quick so she can catch my drift. Boom. Something like that. Something like that. And then they always got this little cork at the top that you gotta use a fucking cork opener to get that bitch open. So you gotta get your tool right there to fucking get that bitch up, right? So be like a cork. It's extremely necessary in today's day and age because we live in the age of the fucking internet, bro. Like, you got a million different perspectives and ideas coming at you, and each one of them is piloting like they're right, but you don't really have any real understanding of what the fuck is going on behind the fucking scenes, And the way that I grew up on the internet was like motherfuckers was able to say shit, and like when you're young and you just believe shit, it's like, oh man. So I'm hoping to help other young people or even older people because, when you look around the planet, it's like everybody don't just got it together, bro. Everybody just don't be thinking, and that shit's obvious. Take a walk down a fucking street in a busy city and you'll understand, motherfucker, you better know how to be like a cork. Yeah, man, be like a cork, okay? Don't be held down, okay? Something could happen 2 days ago, something could happen today, shit, God forbid, that you just didn't like, and it's like, the very best thing we can do is just fucking bounce back on some shit. The very best thing we can do is not even be affected. I'm gonna get to writing on this. You can bounce back. You cannot be affected. But yeah, it's worth a look. Like if you've got a vehicle, take a look, bro. Sis, take a look. Try some fucking eyes. And then what is that? Take a look out there. If you're in a busy scene, if you're in a busy street, if you got a busy if you live where it's busy, then you'll see. If you live where it's not busy, then take a trip to where it's busy. And all you gotta do is look at these other humans and you like, you better know your own damn direction. You know, you better know what you want. You better not let no one hold you back from that shit. I'm gonna put that shit down too. Know your direction. Because even when you get there, even when you get to where you want to be, it's like, it's still the same bullshit. Like, there's good people, there's bad people, there's people you want to be around, there's people you don't want to be around, there's things you want to do, things you don't want to do. You know, we just want to get there, we want to get there. And stay and grow. Don't really matter what you choose, bro. That's one thing that's another thing. You know, it doesn't really matter what you choose. You know, people try to tell you, oh, you can only get money doing certain things. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. It's like, nah, bro. I've seen money come in ways other than what these people have told me is possible, right? But the only way I found it is because I was like a cork. You know, and there was a time where I wasn't like a cork, or at least where I was way down here. You know, I'm gonna help the people who are down there. Right? So if you got your water, and then, you know, if you're a cork that's falling under the water and shit, and this is where you're at right now, you need to get back up there as soon as you possibly fucking can. And why do I say that? It's because it's a difference of life. Like it's a complete 180 to what life can be and what life should be and what life should be for you. Because when you're down here, all this means is that you're not taking good care of your consciousness. You know, you're not entertaining only the thoughts, but and it's not your fault either. It's not your fault. It's not your fault if you're down here. You know, but the thing is with the universe, if you were to fall out of a window, it wouldn't stop you, you know? Like if I got me a house, and like there's me, what's up? Right, and then I was to just fucking jump out and land right here, you know? Now I'm all hurt and shit. It's a whole lot of blood, man. The universe wouldn't stop that. But, you know, I do believe that the universe would get an ambulance out there, you know. The universe would get out the ambulance and take me to the hospital, and then now I'm at the hospital, you know. Hospital. And then I believe the universe would find a way to get me back healthy and then back into my house. But that's because of my beliefs, right? That's because I am up here with this shit, you know? But if you're down here, bro, it's super easy. Not only is it easy, but it's the only thing you can see is like, you know, the lower levels of fucking consciousness, bro. Like, you know, you got your energy chart for the consciousness shit. You know, down here is like fear, doubt, you know, shame, guilt. And then up here you got, you know, love, joy, enlightenment. Right, and we just want to just entertain thoughts of this nature only, you know, right there. And we want to stay far away from thoughts of this nature. And that takes on a myriad of forms. You know, everything from this coffee that I'm sipping to the phone in my hand to the tablets that I'm writing on, to the apartments that I stay in, to the situations that mold themselves around me and around you. But through it all, we have to we have to be that cork, bro. We have to be the cork that is able to rise quickly, because when you're up at the top, like when you're a cork that rises to the top, right, and you're doing that shit the right way, then no setbacks can hold you down, right? I want to write this shit, but when you're up here doing it the right way, or at least like a cork that won't drown. No holdbacks. Can't be held back. Can't fall victim to other people's fucking bullshit. You know, people who want to come around you and be like, oh no, you're wrong, I'm right. Oh no, you're wrong, I'm right. But then they don't give you anything. You know, they just take it. They're just like, you're wrong, I'm right, fuck you. And then they just walk around, and it's just like, well, you're not really helping anyone, but it was never really your job to help anyone anyways, was it? No, it was, you know, people like that, you know, they're like, they just help you with your ability to remain like a cork, because there's also situations and circumstances, you know, say you're at the job with someone that you don't like, or say you got a job with someone that you do like, but you get a task that you don't like, right? Well, if you're like the cork that can rise, then you can find ways to look at this task that's like, well, you know, glad I got a job, you know, it's obvious that I don't like this task, you know, so maybe you make that known to the boss, and maybe just like that, the task goes away and they give it to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not. Maybe you have to do the task. Okay, well now we look for the ways of, why is this good? Why is this helpful? What is in this that I can find that's good? And maybe you can find one silver lining. Oh, hell yeah, baby. Silver lining. We live and die by that goddamn silver lining, bro. I gotta write that shit down. Yeah, bro. Find the fucking silver linings in everything, bro. That's how you're gonna be able to stay up like a cork. And it's necessary on this planet because, like I said, bro, there's infinite amounts of perspectives, infinite amounts of people that all got something to say, you know. And you gotta depend on you for what you want to say, you know, for what you know for yourself to want. And there's situations, and you know, maybe you had some shit in your head that's manifesting in a certain way. You don't want to give power to that shit. You want to keep the power with you, you know, but right now you're here and life is moving fast, so you got to just find the silver lining, get the shit done with, keep putting out the right intentions, and be like a cork, man. I'm trying to make sure that I fully help with this thought, bro, because being like a cork is imperative and helpful. It's so helpful, and being at the bottom of the water is so unhelpful that it you know, it's night and day, and it makes it obvious for me to understand that that's what we need to be doing. You know, never let yourself be held down. Always bounce back up. You know, like say something bad just happened, you know, or something that you don't like. You know, it's like, yeah, like you could stay down and, you know, entertain whatever thoughts you need to entertain for as long as it takes, but you quickly as you can, want to get back to thinking about what you like. What do you like about the situation? What is here for you? What is that silver lining that you can hold on to? And just hold on to them silver linings and never let go. That's how you'll bounce up. That's how you'll be like a cork. And as long as you don't let go of that shit, life will just take you in the direction of whatever thoughts you're thinking. life will take you in the direction of whatever thoughts you're thinking, man. And I think that with that, bro, I think that I gave enough value for today's video. So if you like that shit, like, follow, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.